You are listening to the QSR Web Podcast. The Interactive Customer Experience Association's mission is to connect B2C brands to technology that elevates the customer experience. Brands have access to resources, project help, news, and insights based around boosting their customer experience. Suppliers gain network opportunities to reach these brands and help them provide solutions to elevate their customer experience. Join today at icxa.org.
Love of hot and spicy. Increased interest in vegetable-loaded offerings, even that outright need many of us have for total food on the go. These are all factors contributing to the popularity of Mexican QSRs today. One of the players in this hotly contested category is the 50-plus-year-old Wyoming-based brand Taco John's, home of what the company calls West Mex, along with the house specialty potatoes au lait. And now it appears that this middle-aged taco-centric brand is having a bit of a second childhood by launching a new store design and beginning some real growth of its stores. We're going to dive into that. I'm QSR Web editor Shelley Whitehead, and to help us understand why and how all that growth is happening, especially in these pandemic-weighted times, is Taco John's Vice President for Franchise Development, Brooks Spears, who's with us today. And welcome, Brooks.
Thank you, Shelley. Very excited for the opportunity to talk to you and your audience, about what I like to call the new Taco John's. As you said, Taco John's is a 50-year-old brand, in the Mexican quick service restaurant segment. We currently have 388 stores. The majority of them are franchised. We've been predominantly located in the upper Midwest, but have had recent expansion into Tennessee, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Colorado. We finished 2019 with $375 million in sales for our brand.
Wow. So wonderful. It was a good... I keep hearing this story. It was a great 2019, and then bam. You all described Taco John's fare, but maybe we could back up a little bit and let you tell me a little bit about how the pandemic has affected the bottom line and operations at Taco John's.
Certainly. So, 2019 was a big year of innovation for Taco John's. Our initiatives were we needed to get same-store sales up dramatically, and we also needed to increase brand expansion through franchising. For the last 10 years, we'd kind of been stuck a little bit. So we did this by creating a brand new, modern, and clean store design. It's very hip and very cool and very modern looking. We also instituted a remodel program for our existing stores. We came out with some new menu items, and we came out with a new marketing and a new brand persona, which I will talk more about in a minute. We came out of 2020, and everything we'd instituted was rocking. I mean, we had terrific sales in January and February. We had more interest in franchise development than we had in 10 years. We were feeling pretty good about ourselves, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And, we were like everyone else. We were nervous. We did not know what was going to happen, what to expect. But as we look back, our brand, our franchise owners, our customers were actually perfectly suited to take advantage of this unique situation that was going on in the country. What do I mean by that? We at Taco John's consider ourselves to be the drive-through experts. Historically, just under 65% of our business has been through the drive-through. When we asked our franchise owners to close down the dining rooms, it wasn't that big of a deal, as the bulk of our customers get their food through the drive-through. Our franchisees did a fantastic job of executing, and our loyal customer base did a great job of supporting us. They supported us so much. In fact, we finished up the month of May with record same-store sales increases. We were up over 9% in the month of May compared to last year. So we feel very fortunate, very thankful to our franchise owner base and to our customer base that Taco John's actually is going to come out of this current pandemic stronger than we were going into it.
Wow. That's impressive. Did you make any changes in operations in order to of course, closing dine-in, but did you make any additions in the types of service you were providing in order to take advantage of, the situation as it changed?
Yeah, but we feel we had the drive-through pretty well situated because that's the core of our business. We did, typically our stores have two lines on the make table. One is for the to-go window, the other is for the dining room. So we did open up both those lines for the to-go business. But we feel we were pretty on point with we know how to operate drive-throughs in an efficient manner.
Yeah.
We did see a lot of our stores rapidly increase the amount of to-go business through third-party delivery. So we did see major changes in that. But our drive-through is made to produce a lot of food out the window.
That's awesome. So let me ask you, you all describe Taco John's fare as West Mex. So how does that differ from Tex-Mex, Mexican American, and other types of Mexican interpretive cuisine, particularly in the quick service realm?
Yeah, I mean, the West Mex tag is something our founders, 50 years ago, kind of wanted to tell the world how we're a little bit different. We don't really use that as much today, but the thought of it was, being a Wyoming-based taco concept or a Midwestern-based taco concept, we have a lot more burritos with potatoes. So we do a lot more potatoes and meat in our burritos with our famous, and everyone loves the signature item, our potato olays. So that's kind of where that tagline came. But as we've expanded our menu, we've gotten to be much more closer, to typical to Mexican fare.
Ah, okay. So have you driven that home through your rebranding?
Yes. So through our rebranding, we have we come up with some new menu items. We come up with a burrito bowl. We've come up with a classic burrito that you can get at one of the major fast casual brands I won't mention. So we've really tried adding to the menu to have more options for more consumers.
So what are the most popular entrees at the brand now? And does that vary depending on the region you're in? Plus, how does the brand kind of play to that regional difference?
Certainly. So, as we've introduced, quesadilla tacos and a taco perfecto, which is a long, skinny taco, and the bowl line and the burrito line, and we'd put on hold, but we have an enchilada line coming out later this year. At the end of the day, the favorite is still the 6-pack in a pound. No matter what market you go to, the 6-pack in a pound is our signature, most popular item. It is 6 tacos with a pound of our absolutely amazing potato olays. Is still the number one seller we have in the system.
And it has been for a long time?
It has been, since maybe not the day we opened, maybe the second or third week we opened. It's been very popular, our 6-pack of tacos and the potato olays.
Okay, so you all just introduced a new store design. Well, relatively just, I guess, end of last year, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm wondering if and how the pandemic has affected the plans for that store design moving forward, because a lot of brands are moving to a smaller footprint.
Certainly, yeah. So we opened up our first new look store as a corporate store in Cheyenne, and then a couple of our franchisees have followed suit, opening the new look. So the premise of the new look was just to come up with a more modern, more cleaner look. The focus of the business is still the drive-through. So even in our new modern store design, even in our old store design, we've never had big dining room areas. We still have a little bit, but it's 15 to 25 people. So the new design still focuses on taking advantage of that we're a 50-year-old brand with a brand new look, but we still are very efficient at putting food through our drive-through. So no changes in the new design.
Awesome. So Taco John's is also seeking to expand, as I understand it, from its current 380 plus locations. In fact, I think you just opened in Love's Travel Centers in Wisconsin, was it?
Yeah, Love's actually just opened up 3 locations in the same week in Illinois, in Tennessee, and Indiana. It's part of a big development deal we have with Love's Travel Plazas.
Okay, so as part of the expansion, why now for expansion, and what regions are you targeting, and how many more stores are you focused on getting up in the next couple of years?
Certainly. So, we were pretty excited pre-COVID to expand, and we are actually more excited today. I mean, coming out of COVID, we're very fortunate. I really count the blessings how fortunate we've been through these tough times. But, we find that our brand and our franchisees are actually in a stronger financial position than ever because our drive-through model continues to be the bulk of our business. And in my opinion, COVID has kind of expedited some certain demands from the consumer. The consumer wants more delivery options. They want more to-go options. They want more drive-through options, all for food. I mean, these are all signs that we know that have been out there, but we feel like they've been expedited under this current situation. And the great thing is all three of those play into our strength. We are excellent at all three of those offerings. And this will help us to continue to grow the brand with our current franchise owners, as well as we look for new franchise partners. Historically, we have a lot of locations that are in small to mid-sized markets. Part of the rebranding, with the new modern look, the new menu items, the new brand messaging / persona, was to prepare us to go into bigger cities and bigger markets. We really looked at a couple other iconic brands, that went through some similar situations we did. And I won't name them, but we looked at how they came out of this and reemerged themselves. And it was all about a new look, new menu items, and new marketing, and we're following suit. So our growth, as we move into bigger markets, our growth is going to be focused on the Midwest, the Rocky Mountain region, and the South. We expect that in 2021, we'll open 25 plus new locations. And in 2022, we'll open up 50 locations. We believe, the real opportunity now is, and I feel that with obviously some sadness because I know it's tough out there for folks, but the opportunity in the restaurant business is real estate is going to be much more readily available than it was 4 months ago. General contractors are going to be much more willing to build things sooner and probably cheaper than they did 3-4 months ago. And the biggest challenge the restaurant space has been is it's been very difficult to hire good, talented employees. Well, with where unemployment is at, we feel there's going to be opportunity to go out there and hire some terrific people who want a good job with Taco John's.
That's interesting. Those points that you bring up, particularly around real estate, it will be interesting to see how it shakes out. The other thing I was thinking about, you're proudly QSR in a restaurant market that frankly seems to be increasingly gravitating toward fast casual and higher end prices. So why is it important to remain in this category, particularly when you've got some really strong QSR Mexican competitors?
Yeah, certainly. I think when you look at, the QSR, the quick service space, I mean, that's our heritage. That's who we are. We were built on drive-throughs. Back in the 70s, we didn't even have seats. We just had trailers that basically had a pickup window for tacos. So, the whole drive-through business and to-go business has been in our heritage for 50 plus years. As we navigate, the current economics, I actually think we could see some of the fast casual players follow us a little bit more and start focusing on how do they get a drive-through locations. How do they get better at to-go business? So I think, we'll maybe see some of those players shift a little bit more towards the drive-through business. And then in regards to the fast casual business, yes, there's some great competitors out there. And that's kind of why we came out with our burrito bowl and our burrito called the Boss Burrito. It's a pound of food at a cheaper price point than you can get it to the big fast casual players, as well as the enchilada line that we'll be launching later on. So we're comfortable being in the quick service space, especially with the drive-through and the ability to do a lot of to-go business and delivery business. But we do realize we needed to elevate our menu a little bit, and that's why we came out with some additional menu items to attract that younger customer base to truly continue the growth of Taco John's.
Well, Brooks, it's been very interesting as a dive into West Mex, even though you don't use that much anymore. But Taco John's today has some interesting growth patterns emerging, and boy, wonderful success recently, even amidst this difficult landscape. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us. And that's going to wrap it up for today's show, but we hope you'll come back for the next live podcast and even check out some of our past recordings. which you can find on the QSRweb.com website under the podcast tab. Happy listening, and until next time, we wish you great business. Bye now.